All right, boys and girls, we are going to go ahead and do our math workshop for today. Our learning target for today says, I can find one more and one less by using 10 frames and snap cubes. So let me move through my PowerPoint. We are going to watch this video real quick. So I want you to listen and pay close attention.
Dear friend, what do we see here? Yes, that's right. This is the number 5. But what does it mean? It means we have 5 of something. For example, 5 apples. Remember, when we write how many things we have, we use numbers or words. Do you remember how to count from 1 to 6? In a minute, we'll see a number on the screen. How about you show the number with your fingers while I draw it with apples? 1. Can you show 1 with your fingers? Take a look. Is this how you showed it? Good job. What number comes after 1? 2. But what does it mean? It means we have 2 of something. We used to have 1, but now we have 1 more. 1, 2, 2. We used to have 1, but now we have 1 more. 1, 2, 2. How many fingers did you hold up to show 1? That's right, 1 finger. And to show number 2, we'll need 1 more finger. 1 and 1 more finger, 2. 1, 2, 2. 3. But what does it mean? It means we have 3 of something. 1, 2. We used to have 2. Now we have 1 more. 1, 2, 3. 3. We used to have 2. Now we have 1 more. 1, 2, 3. 3. How many fingers did you hold up to show 2? That's right, 2 fingers. And to show number 3, we'll need 1 more finger. 1, 2, and 1 more, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. Now try to show the number 4 with your fingers. Take a look. Is this how you showed it? Now try to show the number 5. Take a look. Is this how you showed it? Now try to show the number 6. Is this how you showed it? Good job. Let's try counting from 1 to 6 one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a look. Each number is larger than the one before by 1. Take a close look at these steps. Do you see all of the numbers going up in order? How much larger is each number than the one before it? That's right, it's larger by 1. Now you can count from 1 to 6, and you also know that every number is 1 larger than the one before it.
If you like our educational videos, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
Intellecto Kids.
Okay, boys and girls. So that video kind of introduces you to what we are going to talk about today. We are going to talk about one more and one less than a number using snap cubes. I do not have my snap cubes with me today because I'm recording this at home. So I am going to use these little cubes. They don't snap together, but it's kind of the same thing. You know that one cube equals one, right? And then 10 of these cubes equal a 10. Okay. So just bear with me as I do not have that material with me today, but it's the same thing. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started.
If
So today I want to talk about, like I just said, one more, one less. In the past, we have worked with 10 frames and addition and subtraction word problems. Today, I'm going to teach you how to represent one more and one less than a two-digit number using our knowledge of word problems and of knowing when to add and subtract. So, I want you to watch me as I think about this problem. So, here's my problem. It says, Hayden has 23 grapes for snack. He ate one of the grapes. How many grapes does he have left? So the first thing I always do is I think about what the problem is telling me and what the problem is asking me to do. You're not going to do anything right now. I'm going to explain to you how I would do this, and then you're going to help me on the next problem, okay? So listen closely. If I were to say or explain what is happening in this problem, I would look back at the problem and read it one more time. Hayden has 23 grapes for snack. So in my mind, I see that Hayden has how many grapes? 23 grapes. So I see it. I see a bunch of green grapes in front of him, and he has 23 of them. He ate one of them. So I see the 23 grapes sitting in a bowl or on a table, and then I see him pick up one grape, put it in his mouth, and eat it. Okay? So he had 23 grapes, and then he ate one. It asked me, how many grapes does he have left? So this tells me the problem is asking me to find one less than the number 23, because if he ate one grape, then he is taking one away, right? Because if I have 23 grapes and I eat one, then my number is getting smaller. I'm finding less, because less means smaller. So if he has 23 grapes right here and he eats one, I'm finding one less than, because less means that your number is getting smaller. So I want to use my snap cubes and 10 frames to represent the number 23. Okay. So I'm going to share a different screen with you so that you can kind of just see what I'm doing. So since I don't have my 10 frames with me, I am going to draw a 10 frame, okay? And it's going to be really ugly because it's kind of hard to draw on the computer, but bear with me, okay? I know this is really ugly, guys. Really, really ugly. Oh, goodness. Okay, so let me draw a few more. Just a moment, boys and girls. Just a moment. As I'm doing this, I want you to follow along with me, okay? So you are going to have your 10 frames and you are going to have your snap cubes. If you do not have these already, I want you to go ahead and go get them, okay? So the first thing that I am going to do is I am going to model the number 23. So I'm going to take 23 snap cubes, 23 of these, and I'm going to put them on my 10 frames. So I'm going to draw my 10 or my manipulatives on my 10 frames, okay? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That last one was really bad. Sorry, guys. So I just modeled the number 23. Okay. Now, if the problem tells me that he ate one grape, then this means that I'm trying to find one less than that number because he took one away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away one snap cube to represent less than, okay? So let me do that. So I have my snap cubes here, and I'm going to take away 1 because that is how many he took away. So, give me just a second. Sorry. I'm going to take my 1 and I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, because that's the one he ate, right? So if you are doing it right now, you're going to have them on your 10 frame and you're going to take away 1. Okay. Now that I have taken away 1, I need to see how many I'm left with. Well, let's count. I know that there's 10 in this one right here, the first block, because that's a 10 frame. And if it's full, then I know that there's 10 in there. So let's go ahead and count. So I have 10, 20, 21, and then 22. Okay? So I know that Hayden has 22 grapes because he had 23. He ate 1, so now he has 22. Do you notice how the number, when you're counting, you count like this: 20, 21, 22, 23, and so on, okay? Do you notice how the number 22 comes right before the number 23? Did you notice that? 22 comes right before the number 23. So if you're ever finding one less than a number, you're finding the number that is right before the number you started with, okay? So now I want you to try one with me. Jack read 17 pages of his book Monday morning. He read 1 more page that afternoon. How many pages has he read now? So let's stop and think about what this problem is telling us. I want you to think about it for just a moment. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to think about it. All right, so if we think about this problem, we know that Jack read 17 pages of his book, right? So he was reading and he read 17 pages, okay? Then that afternoon, when he got home or wherever he was, that afternoon he read 1 more page. So he read 17 pages, and then that afternoon he read 1 more page, and then he stopped. It asked, how many pages has he read now? We are trying to find one more than a number, right? Because he read 17 and then he read one more page, which means that his number is getting bigger. So we are finding one more than 17. So how can we use our 10 frames to help us find one more than 17? Well, I know you're super smart, and I know that you said that we can build the number 17 on our 10 frame. So let me do that. Let me build my 10 frames first. Let me build it. I could have done this earlier and I did not realize I could have done this. So you had my really sloppy one just a little bit ago, but now we have this beautiful one. Look at that. Isn't that so much better? I should have done that on the first one, but I didn't. That's okay. We make mistakes. So, what number are we building on our 10 frames and why? Well, we're building the number 17 because that's how many pages he started with that morning. So let's build the number 17 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we've built our number 17. Now we need to find one more than that number. One more than that number. Okay? So if we're finding one more than that number, what do we need to do? Do we need to add a cube or do we need to take a cube away? Well, if he started with 17 pages and then he read one more, then our number is getting bigger. So we need to add one more cube. So let's do that. 1. Now we need to count how many we have left, okay? Or not how many we have left, I'm sorry, how many we have now. So let's count it together. Well, I know that this is a 10 frame, so let's count it. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. So, if I just counted 18 cubes, then how many pages did he read? What do you think? What do you think? You should all be saying 18 right now. He read 18 pages. That is really, really simple what we just did, boys and girls. So now that you've done all that hard work and you've paid attention, I know that you can do this on your own, okay? So what we are going to do is you are going to, give me just a second and I'm going to show you what you're going to be doing. I have a worksheet for you. That you are going to complete. I want you to remember, boys and girls, that when we are asked to find one more than or one less than, we can always use our snap cubes to represent the number and then add or take away to find our answer. So I drew my snap cubes, but that's only because I don't have my snap cubes in front of me, so I drew them. But today you're going to practice using your actual cubes and your 10 frames in front of you, okay? So there is a worksheet that I have that you are going to complete. It is one more and one less, okay? So let me share my screen with you so you can see what it looks like. So this is the sheet that you are going to work on. The sub is going to give this out to you, okay? On this sheet, you are going to find one less than a number and one more than the number. So in the middle, you have the numbers 6, 9, 3, 7, 10, 4, 13, 17, 2, 18, and 5, okay? You're going to start with that number. So I'm going to show you one example, okay? So I'm going to turn it down right here. You have 6 as your first number. So I'm going to start with 6 snap cubes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And the first thing I need to do is find one less. Okay. Actually, give me just a second. I need to find one less. So I have my 6 cubes right here. My 6 cubes. Do you see my 6 cubes? Okay. And I need to find one less. So if I need to find one less, what do I need to do? I need to take away 1, right? So that's what I'm going to do. Here's 1. I'm going to take it away. Now what do I do? Well, I hope you said that you need to count the cubes that are left in your hand. So that's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is 1 less than 6? 5. So I'm going to write 5 on the 1 less side. Now I need to find 1 more than 6. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I need to find 1 more than 6, what do I need to do? Do I need to add a cube or do I need to take a cube away? I need to add a cube, right? Because more means that my number is getting bigger. So I need to add 1 cube. So that's what I'm going to do. Now what do I do? I hope you're saying that I need to count them. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's 1 more than 6? 7. I'm going to write 7 on the side that says 1 more. If you don't remember which side says more and less, well, I want you to think about this. 1 less will start with less, s. Okay? 1 more starts with more, more. So don't go asking somebody which one's which. I don't know. You do know because you know how to read, right? So I want you to think about it. What sound comes at the beginning of more? More. Which sound comes at the beginning of less? Less. And that will tell you which side you need to, which side you need to write the number on, okay? So you are going to do that. And then after you finish, you are going to work on the slides that come after this video. So you're working on the first worksheet, that's the 1 more, 1 less than, and then you're going to work on a Nearpod, that's the end of this, on analyzing word problems to determine if you're finding 1 more or 1 less, okay? So this will help you to figure out if you need to add 1 or take 1 away. So I'm going to show you this Nearpod really quickly. Give me just a moment. There will be a link in this Nearpod to take you to that Nearpod, and you must finish both. You must finish both. So I need you to work super hard to do this, okay? So let me share my screen with you. All right, you should be able to see my screen now. if it'll load. You're going to put your first and last name in. My first and last name's already there. And there's a read aloud on each of the slides. So it says there will be a word problem read to you, and then you're trying to figure out if you're finding one more or one less than, okay? Actually, boys and girls, we are not going to do that one.